Oh, hello there. Yes, 88, I might say. Yes. This afternoon I've just spent a bit of time having a look through a different take on the events from a year ago. I mean, it seems hard to believe, but it was actually a year ago today that the Munich beer hall putsch, so-called, took place. And luckily, GB News have been interviewing people this afternoon, giving us a range of perspectives. And I thought we'd go through some of them and just sort of have a unpack about what they've had to say. I'll leave links in the videos down below, and you can have a look for yourself. First up, there was Arthur Bloom, who writes for a publication called Living Room, which I guess is sort of an interior space thing. Anyway, as he rightly says, we can't really be sure about exactly what happens. As he puts it, the definitive history has not yet been written. And, we hear a lot in the mainstream media about, there's these committees looking into it. But basically, these committees are a sham because there are no NSDAP party members actually on these committees. Yeah? Some of them, there's nationalists on the committees by all means, yeah, but let's face it, no actual party members. So I don't think we can necessarily, as he says, rightly so, put a lot of them to that. And then we've got Greg Swenson. He's a member of Dark Shirts Overseas. And, I thought a very fair account. He said, yes, Hitler, he did make some mistakes and perhaps some of his language might be seen as inflammatory. But, the media are just weaponizing these things. Let's face it, no one was actually hung on any charges at all, were they? Yeah? And people these days, I think, a year on, do have buyer's remorse with the Weimar Republic. Rightly so, they're asking questions. And, this kind of stuff, what happens is you just end up stigmatizing all Nazis just because of a handful of people. And, if you just keep going over these things over and over again, it will just push those people that are rightly concerned about bad people coming into government further away. And perhaps the most important of the people that they interviewed was Andy. He's a proud boy, isn't he? Yes. And as he rightly points out, no one's actually been charged with a putsch at all. They've only been charged with treason. And, at best you can call it a riot or criminal activity. And, the communist media, the communist-led establishment and the media have just basically overreacted to the whole thing. It was a beer hall, lots of alcohol, yeah? And, must put this stuff in context because there's lots and lots of communist-inspired violence before this. As he rightly says, was it an attack on democracy? Well, a bit, yes, but let's face it, not as bad as the 1919 Spartacist uprising. Yeah, how soon we forget that one, eh? Rosa et al., yeah? And, Hitler was just rejecting the legitimacy of the Republic. An awful lot of Germans would agree with that. And, again, on this kind of wider level about, sort of collusion, well, yeah, there is. Division just leads to weakness, as we all know, and the world order, let's face it, is being shifted to a new one, isn't it? That's all. And they also interviewed a communist, but you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, anyway, do have a look for yourself. It makes interesting viewing, and it's really good of GB News to bring us such a wide range of perspectives on, something that is still a political hot potato, let's face it, eh?